Well, hello, Taurus. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my channel. If you are new, hello, I am Yasmin. If you have not already, please like and subscribe. Taurus, we're going to go ahead and get started with your reading. We are going to do the elements. We're going to get 4 cards. We're going to talk about it. Then we're going to get into the tarot. So let's go ahead. Let's see what's going to come out here for you, Taurus. Hopefully, YouTube will let you guys know that I'm on here. Hey, Chatty Chicky, how are you? So let's go ahead. Let's see what's going to come out here for Taurus. Let's see. This is for Taurus. Taurus. Water element, wolf moon. Let's keep going. This is for Taurus. Here we go. All right. So you had 2 element cards, water and fire. So some of you guys have that in your chart. We're going to talk about what it truly means, though, in a minute. And then the last one here. Oh, okay. Never mind. Let's get Scorpio. Ooh. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and set it because I want to see what else is going to come at the bottom here for Taurus. This is for Taurus. Let's see what's coming out here for Taurus. First house. All right, so here with the water element. Now, of course, you guys had Scorpio. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But here it says for you to trust your feelings. Maybe you're not using logic. So this is like kind of like you're using your feelings instead of using your brain, okay? So it is saying trust your feelings, but also it has to be balanced because here it talks about there's too much emotion and certain decisions that you're making and not enough logic according to this card. Now, another part of this talks about subtle changes in emotional energy, psychic intuition, that type of thing here with the water element. Now, when we get into your read, we'll find out why this is coming out here for you. Not really sure yet. I think these are very interesting cards, I'm going to be honest, because usually it kind of tells us what certain things are, but we're going to find out why this is coming out. Now, here in your second position here, it is Wolf Moon. Now, this has something to do with people who help you or who assist you, who you consider to be your friends or anything like that, right? Now, I'm not going to go too much in details, but Taurus, I think we may have talked about this before, maybe people that you're hanging out with as far as your crew. We're going to see why that card show. Hopefully, it's some positive things. But again, it could be people who are closest to you that could be making you feel emotional. Okay, because sometimes your pack is only you and your person. Okay, it could be you and your best friend. Maybe you guys are not getting along. It could be something like that. But we're going to see. Now, the fire element is the opposite, right? Fire is emotion, water is emotion, and fire is action. So, are you taking action? Has there been fighting? Has there been fussing? Is someone aggressive in their nature? Okay, and we're going to find out what this fire element is, but it could be something really good. It can talk about you having passion for things. Maybe you've lacked the desire and the passion and the inspiration to do certain things. And with this one, it is giving you more so assertiveness. Okay. But again, we're going to find out what this can mean because fire actually cleanses things too. Okay. It is like a cleansing mechanism. Now, this is a thing that tripped me out. You had fire, which destroys, which can destroy. And then right after you had Scorpio. Now, Scorpio is considered to be the 8th house. This is sex, y'all. Okay. It is passion. It is intimacy. It is desire. And for a lot of you, it may have been a long time since you've actually engaged in anything that made you feel very excited about something. Okay. 8th house also has something to do with taxes and other people's money, that type of thing. And fire can bring on some dramatic situations dealing in the area of the 8th house because it is Scorpio. Because let's be honest, it can come from jealousy, people being jealous. And that's when I said before, it can come from aggressiveness. Okay. But it's a lustful energy is what I'm seeing a lot of. But we're going to go ahead and get to the cards in a minute. But the last one that you had at the bottom of the deck was the first house. It deals with your identity, your consciousness, your body, philosophy, and learning here, or your life philosophy, I would say. and new beginnings here with the first house. Now we're going to go ahead and get into the reading. We're going to see what's going to come out here for you, Taurus. We're going to see what's going to come out. And of course, I'm going to be using the cards in the upright position for you, Taurus. Let's see what comes out for Taurus. Now you are coming out. Here it is, Empress. This makes so much sense because if you are pregnant, you are always emotional. And and this could be a hormonal issue too. Okay. I can only tell you based off the cards that I see that certain cards rule the thyroid gland. And so there could be some imbalances in your hormones. And so you've been trying to figure out why your feelings been up and down, why you've been so moody. It could have something to do with your hormones. Okay. And then for some of you, it has something to do with the fact that you could be pregnant and don't know it. Okay. Or you are pregnant. Okay. Just based off this energy. But this is you. Okay. Very psychic individual from what I'm seeing. But I do feel that there's been some emotional ups and downs that you've been experiencing. That is one thing that I can tell you just based off of the Empress that is coming out with the water element. And some of you do have water in your chart, by the way. And then even at the bottom of the deck, you guys have the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is emotional as well. Something, there could be some things that you feel like could be cracking. Like I said, oh my God, even this picture that they have on here is crazy because she looks like she's sad, like she's about to break or she's about to crack. Okay. Maybe family members may not know anything about this. Maybe there's just a lot that's going on, a lot that's heavy on your mind, that type of thing. And it doesn't have to be anything extreme, but I do feel like there is something that's happening here that's causing you to feel disappointed and emotional. Okay. Because the Five of Cups talks about disappointments. And we are looking at water element. Okay. And it's you. It literally came out showing you. It could be another Taurus that's putting you in this energy as well. Okay. But that is something that I am seeing just based off of these first two cards here. Now let's go ahead. Let's keep going. This is for Taurus. Let's see what else is coming out here for Taurus. This is for Taurus. All right, so Taurus, you have the Page of Swords. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of seeing. Your pet, from what I'm seeing, is either your spouse or someone that you have been with romantically. Now, I will never ever say that specifically in any other reading, but I can tell that this feels more so about who you would consider that you can trust. This is someone that you hang out with all the time, and it feels very romantic. Now, this is the issue. If you look at the card before, the water element talks about sadness. We saw that with the Five of Cups. Okay. But this feels like someone who you cannot get away from, or you have been trying to get away from. And remember, the wolf pack talks about the people who you hang out with has an influence on you. And so for a lot of you, maybe you're overlooking the signs, because part of the Page of Swords has that energy too, where sometimes you are acting naive or you refuse to look into something, especially when we're dealing with someone that you're close to and you don't want to actually see it. But I do feel like it's something like that here with the Page of Swords. And another thing that I'm seeing too is that, Page of Swords usually talks about someone watching you. Now, again, if we're talking about friends, this is someone who could pick you apart, or you may feel that maybe your spouse pick you apart, or the person that you love pick you apart, or they pay attention to too many things that's about you and it makes you feel uncomfortable. Maybe friends may say some things that you don't like, or maybe they watch you a little bit too much, or they say things that you don't necessarily like here with the Page of Swords. So again, with the Wolf Moon, it's basically saying, are the people that you're around, are they encouraging, right? Are they supportive? So that's something that I want you guys to think about just based on that energy alone. Now let's talk about your money just for a tad bit. Looking at both of these cards here with the wolf moon and the fire element, I see that for a lot of you, this is like either you are the head of something, like you are in full control of where you work, or you're about to get in some type of position of power, or you are already in a position of power because it's your business. And the fire element is saying you have so much passion to succeed that you're going to continue to succeed. I see you being able to buy things that you wouldn't normally be able to buy. Okay. And, you may be able to buy some expensive stuff. So I will say, as far as financially, you guys are sitting in a really good position. And if you're not at that place, that's where you're going to be. Because remember, this fire element, it is moving upward. The triangle is going up. All right. And I see a lot of assertiveness, which is what we talked about earlier. So as far as money, it looks nice. It looks good. Even like your position in the company or what you're doing, this looks really good. Maybe you're going to be a manager, or you're going to be looking into that. But yeah, as far as money wise and position, this looks good here for you, Taurus. Now you have the 9 of Wands. Remember when I said that these two together has something to do with intimacy? Isn't it interesting? The only card in this deck, and it actually shows intimacy. Now, I want you to know intimacy is not only sex. This is sex, though, because this is lust, this is desire with both of those cards. But it is going to be someone who you feel that you could be vulnerable with. Now, this may, again, the reason why you may not have been in a very close-knit connection with anyone is because maybe you didn't trust the person that you were, or the people that you were dealing with in the past. Maybe you've been hurt or something like that. I do see, especially if this is more so divine masculines too. Let's just talk about it, right? Maybe it was just like you refused to let your guard down, that type of thing. There is going to be someone here that I see that you guys are going to be a little bit more vulnerable with. I love this because it does feel like this person does something to you. Like you get excited when you see their phone call. You get excited when you see their text. You just get excited about them being around. Okay, and it starts with the mind. And there's this closeness that's actually happening here between you and this person. You feel like you've met your person. Just even looking at this card, you even feel like it, right? You're not confused. There is no, what does this relationship mean? Or are we still in a relationship? Or are we really connected? I don't really see that with this. I feel like that's where you've been, but not with this person. There's a sense of elevation that's actually happening with you and them. And now, this is another thing. Because I see the elevation and because I saw pregnancy, I'm seeing something in the future that hasn't even happened yet. Now, this is interesting because I didn't say anything about wedding, even though that this said it. I didn't say it because that's not what I saw. I always have to wait to see, because this is just a picture, but I need to see other things in the reading that's going to tell me. I'm telling you right now that someone is at a place where they need to make a decision. You've been with your person and you're trying to, it could be you, divine masculine or whoever, divine feminine, whoever, whatever, right? You're trying to decide when you should propose. When is it going to be the right time? You're also at this place where you're like, I'm hoping that this is the right person, because everything about this person actually falls in line perfectly. So here it is. Money is looking really, really good. And then there's something that's actually forming when it comes to a relationship. You're not dealing with the inconsistencies of the people of the past. You're not dealing with that. This is like the university of love. A whole nother level of the way that you can love someone based on this reading, only because of the embrace in that card. And it's also in harmony with the passion. So I really do. I love this. Now, some of you guys are dealing with someone who could be, now I'm talking about outside of you, who could be very vulnerable. Maybe they suffered from, trauma when they were children. They have cried about it to you. I do see that there's a conversation that you got, a deep conversation that you may have had with your person and somebody cried. This is how I know that you and this person are drawing really, really close to one another. And this person feels safe in your arms and you feel safe with them as well. Now, some of you are dealing with like maybe another Taurus, or they have Taurus in their chart. Definitely could be dealing with a Scorpio here. I see conversations about traveling, or someone is always over the other person's house, because I see you getting out of your environment. Okay, so like if you're dating, I see you getting out of your environment, meaning you are with them all the time at their house. They're at your house, you're at their house, you're traveling. It's that type of stuff, because it just feels like you're not in the normal monotonous energy of your day to day. That means that there's a drastic change to your environment here. And traveling is involved, by the way. Now, the Knight of Cups is hitting the Scorpio energy. Scorpio talks about, like I said before, taxes. So we're going to talk about this because for some of you, you could be owed taxes, or maybe you owe taxes, back taxes. But according to the reading that I'm saying, it does look like you're going to be able to pay off some back pay or back taxes that you may have, just based off of what I'm saying. Okay. Because the Knight of Cups actually brings in some type of offer, or brings something in where you're able to pay something off. Okay. But it is also a romantic interest as well. So going back to that, there is someone that is of a romantic nature that will be coming into your life if they're not already around. Okay. Because again, it's good tidings. Okay. It's good tidings. Someone bringing something good to you coming from the 8th house. So that is a really good thing. And it's something that I feel like you guys have been wanting and you've been desiring for a very long time. So just based off of what I see, this is going to be really, really good. Now, you guys did have the first house here. I'm going to be pulling a little bit because I do want to ask a few questions for this reading based off of what we've seen. Definitely see some of you guys moving or upgrading. I feel like it's more so moving. You will be moving. Some of you guys could be upgrading or doing something to your house. I can see. Now, I'm seeing with that water element for some of you, you are stuck on someone who isn't serious. And that goes back to what I was saying before. There is a very harsh energy here with the way that you feel. You feel very unloved, unnurtured, and uncared for, but you cannot walk away for someone in particular. And again, you're going to have to make a decision about what you want to do with this particular person, because it's two different types of people in this reading, just based off of what I'm seeing. Two different people. Okay. And I don't know. I just feel like you're imprisoning yourself. It's more so a mind thing. It's not real. Like there's someone else out there. There's someone good. There's someone real. But it just feels like this hovering fear of letting that person go is just, like looming over your head. I definitely see a face-to-face conversation between you. This could be a new person or someone from the past. You guys are going to have a conversation about this person's inconsistencies, though, if it's someone from the past. If you guys have had problems with your money, so let's just say you guys have had problems or issues with your finances in the past. One thing that I will tell you is to just, be mindful of your spending, because you guys do have this up and down energy. So you're going to have periods where your money looks really, really good, but don't go out there and buy everything that you see. Because like I said, you had enough money that I saw here, right? But again, planets get introduced into new houses and new aspects and places all the time. So you just want to be mindful to have, money in the bank for a rainy day. Speaking of rain here with the water element, it makes so much sense. But I definitely see that there's something about up and down energy that you've been experiencing. You guys are going to meet the love of your life. Here it is again. And, you know, based off of what I'm seeing, this is going to be like you're going to who you end up dating also changes the perception of how you view yourself. Because remember, the first house talks about your identity. And how do you identify yourself even with your relationships with other people? So this is the reason why I said for some of you, it is the way that you see yourself, which is the reason why you're holding on to someone in particular. And also for those who are in good relationships, it's things that you've developed about your character, your personality, and your characteristic that now you're able to get the thing that you actually want, especially if you want a nurturing relationship. But your first house is here because it talks about how you identify. And that means with who you are around, Wolfpack. Now we get into it. The only way you're going to feel comfortable, and we're talking about the character and the way that in your beauty and the way you see yourself is always going to be what's around you and who's around you. It's a projection of the inner self. And so a lot of you are learning that. But I like this was the last card that came out, though, because this makes so much sense. Some of you guys are about to see some things about yourself that you did not know. And I do feel like it's more so like a self-awareness, more like self-awareness of things that you've been doing that's been drawing maybe the wrong crowd or bringing in the same kind of people into your life. That's something that I see. But there's a lot of goodness in this reading, a lot of sweet things that I see in this reading. And I think that this is going to be something that you're going to benefit from. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pull a few cards here. I'm going to see what's going to come out. This is for Taurus. Some of you guys are having car issues, or you've been having flat tires. Some of you guys have someone who gives really, really good advice and being advised to keep those type of people around. You don't have to listen. They're not going to tell you what to do. These are the type of people that just give you examples of what has happened to them. And this person is older, they're wiser, from what I'm seeing. You have a card here that says that someone is lying through their teeth. Now, again, remember we said earlier, card fell. Now, remember we said earlier that there is someone who, you can't let go. This is all in your mind. You feel stuck on this person. This could be them because, again, I don't know what they're lying about in particular, but you have somebody in your energy that, you keep believing. And we have to keep it real. There is someone in your energy that you keep believing. Like this person pretends to be sweet and nice. This person pretends to be, something that they're not. And that's just what I'm saying. Because I keep seeing that someone keeps putting you in your feelings and your emotions. And you're trying to ignore it. You're trying to look the other way, which is the reason why I was saying part of that Page of Swords is like you don't want to look into things. You don't want to see things for what they really are. You keep burying it. Okay. There is a very suspicious energy that always happens in certain relationships. This could be of any kind of relationships. Someone feels like someone is very untrustworthy, like they can't trust the other person. And there's a lot of family secrets that are in this reading as well. So your person in general maybe just be grimy because they're used to their family being that way. Or maybe you have family secrets. It could be that too. Be careful because and I will say that just make sure that, you're not around anyone who's going to be only with you because of what you can provide, because someone may get laid off or they have got laid off and they're very dependent on you. Okay, is what I'm saying. Because it does feel like someone could be dependent on you in some kind of way. I don't know what that would mean for you, but it does look like someone could be dependent on you. And if you guys have lost your job or if you got laid off or anything like that, this is the growth that I said I saw. Okay, so I definitely see growth in the area of money and work. But either way, but this is what I have for you here, Taurus. Thank you. You guys were quiet, which is very odd. But thank you, Taurus, so much for coming back to my channel. And again, if you guys are new, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you're interested in a reading, please look at all the information is down below in the description box. All right, I love you guys, and I will see you later. Bye.